Hello, hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Voice is not audible.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Voice is not audible.
I'm not getting your voice, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Let me start with this again. So we are studying about the CS fallback, circuit switched fallback mechanism, and we are understanding the reason for this circuit switched fallback. So we have totally three networks in 3GPP technology block, JARAN, UTRAN, and UTRAN. Out of these two networks, JARAN and UTRAN are actually connected to CS domain. CS domain is helping them to be reaching out to the PSTN and PLMNs, any PSTN and any PLMNs, like landline phones and any mobile phone network, you can reach through this CS domain. Because CS domain would connect you to the ISDN network, and from ISDN you can reach any device present in any of the PSTN and PLMN. But whereas when we take our UTRAN case, the LTE scenario, we have the PS domain, but an improvised PS domain called as a EPC, Evolved Packet Core, which is improvised when you compare with the traditional PS domain. In what cases it is improvement? It is supporting only not only the 3GPP related handovers, it is also supporting non-3GPP related handovers, which we are yet to study that part. We will be studying that part. But this EPC is that section. But with the help of EPC, we can only reach PS, either with the help of PS domain or the EPC, we can only reach PDN, packet data network. So obviously, we cannot reach PSTN and PLMN. There is no direct connectivity to PSTN and PLMN from neither PS domain nor from the EPC. There is no connectivity here to the PSTN and PLMN. We have only connectivity towards the PDN. And if we wanted to have complete pure voice over IP LTE calls or VoLTE calls, we have this choice available called as IMS network, which we will have to discuss obviously. But we have to go to this IMS network for pure VoIP based calls, voice over IP based calls. But if you wanted to make a call to a traditional CS network, PSTN and PLMNs, that is not possible, as there is no connectivity existing between the PS domain and this PSTN and PLMN. Now, what if the mobile user who is a LTE mobile user would like to make CS calls to the PSTN and PLMN, even though it is he or she is present in our what do we call it, like an LTE network. Even if you are present in the advanced network, but you still would like to make traditional CS calls, what is the option that is available for you if you want to make a CS call? There is no option available at all right now to be able to be reaching to the PSTN and PLMN from this PS domain through the UTRAN network. So they thought that, hey, CS networks is a very popular choice that is available for the mobile users, and mobile users doesn't want to lose that advantage. And what we should do to help the mobiles which are connected in LTE network still can make PSTN and PLMNs here. And why it is so much important, or it is a pressing requirement for any mobile to make CS calls? What was the reason behind it? Simply the reason is it is not like commercial or anything like that. It is just the choice of the mobile users. For example, with the help of if you are making a PSTN and PLMN calls, you can make a call to anybody. that is possible. So that kind of a universal appeal you have for PSTN and PLMN is, you are losing it out, and they don't want that to happen. And more of that, more than that, um, at the time when the LTE network is being introduced, operators' main revenue is getting generated from the CS domain in the form of voice calls. Even today, a significant amount of money would be generated for the operators through voice calls only, like CS voice calls. They when they proposed that there is no CS network going to be available in LTE network, operators did not like that idea. Operators backfired it, said that we are getting like 90% of the resume from CS network, and your LTE radio technology is not connecting to CS domain, and CS calls are not possible. This is going to cause a big problem for our revenue. They complained it. And uh, CFP has said that the calls to the PSK using the voice based on blindness and actually connect to the
Yeah,
primary
sir, your voice is not clear.
screen.
Your voice is
Audio
not
is
clear.
not clear, sir.
There's some audio issues there.
Voice is cracking, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir, voice is cracking.
Yes, sir.
Is it
Voice
still
break
there?
issue.
Okay. Is it still there?
yes, somehow.
Okay. So 3GPP people have explained to the operators that, hey, if you want your users to make the calls to PSTN and PLMN users, they can actually use the IMS network, and through IMS network, you can reach PSTN and PLMN gateways, because your IMS network is going to work on the SIP environment. You can connect your SIP proxies that are present in the IMS network, as the discussion that we have had yesterday. The SIP proxies can route the calls to the gateways present in the PSTN and PLM network. So 3GPP explained that um, thing to your operators. Said that your CS calls can still be made through IMS network with the help of the connection to the PSTN PLMN gateways. But even then, operators told that, hey, we did not have this IMS network built yet. This IMS network needed to be developed, because IMS network contains a lot of components in terms of SIP protocol, etc. So to complete that development, it is going to take a lot more time for building a IMS network. And meanwhile, without having the IMS network, connecting the voice calls through the PDN is typically not possible. Even though connecting the CS calls through PDN is possible, the money is going to be generated by the applications or the companies which are maintaining the PDN application servers, who are having the connectivity to PSTN and PLMN. Like, for example, if Skype is maintaining such a connectivity for towards PSTN and PLMN, now money will be generated for Skype company. Money will not be generated for your operator. So operators have objected that we don't want the CS calls to be reached through PDN network through some applications, because those applications we are not maintaining, the operators are not maintaining. Those applications are third-party applications. They will be benefited out of it. They will be charging the money, and they'll be getting the benefit out of our network. We don't want to do that. Of course, 3GPP has explained there is one more choice. The other choice is you can send the voice calls into PSTN and PLMN through IMS network. But the IMS network is not ready, and it is not yet developed by the time the LTE was introduced in 2007-8 time. So the only two possibilities to connect to the PSTN and PLMN network to establish the CS calls to traditional landline phones and traditional voice users is either reaching reaching that PSTN PLMN network through packet data network or through IMS network. But because IMS network is unavailable at the time when the LTE network was proposed, and at the same time the PDN network option is not profitable for the operators, as there is more chances for third party vendors like Skype, WhatsApp, and all these kind of companies are going to be benefited out of this kind of calling here. So operators outrightly rejected the LTE solution, and they said that hey, your LTE might be doing a lot of good things, but we won't accept LTE for the sheer negligence they have showed on CS domain connectivity to PSTN and PLMNs. That is our major revenue source. So that is what operators have argued. So typically, whenever 3GPP develops any kind of a specifications, um, 3GPP will always take uh, the operators' concerns into consideration, because operators are the biggest buyers of 3GPP prescribed products. Like if 3GPP is designing a eNode B or MME or whatever, companies will be developing these MMEs and eNode Bs, and who will purchase those products is your operators. So operators' concerns are will be taken care at utmost level, like highest level at 3GPP. So when all the worldwide operators have raised their voice and said that we outrightly reject the LTE environment because it is not having a direct PST and PLMN connectivity, by removing the CS domain existence from the network, we are not liking those solution at all. We don't want a pure PS domain, even though it is an improvised PS domain. We don't want it because it is not going to be beneficial for us in any way, because IMS network is not developed. If it is developed, it is well and good, but it is not yet developed. It is a big domain to be developed for making the SIP calls go to PST and PLMN, which is a long shot for the operator. By the time we build IMS network, if the mobile users get used to the third party applications which are providing the services to PST and PLMN CS calls, then people would be used to that, and even after we bring up the IMS network, and people will by then these third party applications will become pretty strong with the customers, and customers won't be willing to move to IMS network, and we will be losing these customers on the permanent basis to these third party applications, which is not a great idea for operators. Because in the CS domain, what is happening when the mobile users were there in Charan and Utran, all the calls the users are making are going through CS domain into your landline phones and mobile phones. The complete revenue is getting generated by the operators themselves. Like 100% of the revenue is operators. Now, if operators choose this IMS option for making the voice calls from IMS network to PST and PLMN, if the IMS network is readily available when the LTE network comes into the picture, then it is well and good. There is no problem. Operators will still be able to generate the money for the CSPS calls. They are estimating that 90% of the customers are voice call customers are present in PST and PLM network itself. So 90% of the calls to go there. But if IMS is not available, what do the people do? They will be using a WhatsApp and making a WhatsApp call, and WhatsApp as a company will be benefiting out of it, and your operators will be, by bringing up a very big network called as LTE network, your operators will be getting peanuts of money, very small amount of money. Why? They will be only getting the money for amount of data you are transmitting. Even if you are on a WhatsApp call 24 by 7, 36 for a full month, maybe you will be transmitting 1 GB of data in that WhatsApp call, because it is 1 kbps or maybe 10 kbps speed. If you combine it also, it will be like a very small amount of total data that mobile would have transmitted by making a continuous call. For 1 GB, operator will be getting maybe 1 rupee or 2 rupees as the as at a commercial level. So operators will be getting peanuts, and WhatsApp as a company will be growing because people found out that this IMS network is not available. Only the way you can call to the other person is through a WhatsApp call, through a PS call. You make that, or you will be using Skype to make the calls to traditional PST and PLMN users who doesn't have any IP address kind of things. Like you are calling to a landline, you will be calling a landline maybe through Skype. Skype will be benefited because Skype will charge one call 10 rupees or one call 15 rupees, and to transfer that voice data to Skype servers, your mobile users will be using the operator's network. Operator network will be getting peanuts of money for transferring the data. So it is not going to be considered as a call. It will be transferred. It will be considered as a data because the data will be packed into IP packets and it will travel to your Skype server, which will be nothing, which will be very small amount of data that you will be transmitting in the form of IP packets. So that is the major reasons for operators rejecting this LTE network at the implementation level itself. This is outrightly wrong. It's going to kill all our revenue streams. Which we don't like at all because IMS network is unavailable. We don't want to throw away all our customers to external PDNs. Right now, what is happening is that if you want to make a call, you will right now prefer WhatsApp because we so got used to WhatsApp because of the packet data is very cheaper. And it won't be considered as a call for you from the operator point of view. It will be simply considered as a data itself. So you will be counting the WhatsApp call data also in the total amount of data. Operators are basically generating peanuts out of it. But instead of making a if you make a WhatsApp call, you have transferred 10 MB of data, for example, in a WhatsApp call. Operator will get 10 paisa, one paise for 1 MB. Operator might get 10 paise. If the same 10 minutes of call you have talked to somebody on a normal CS domain, operators can charge 10 rupees. So there is 100 times of additional charging in the CS domain because there it is getting considered as a call. Here it is getting considered as a data, which is a very small amount of data. So that's the revenue problem is the biggest issue here, and operators don't want to lose their customers to third party applications that are running in PDN to take advantage of the situation and convert all the customers to packet data calls by using this already existing LTE infrastructure. And that became true to a very high extent because that is already happened by using WhatsApp and various other similar packet data applications. We are doing that every day, and operators are losing a hell a lot of money on that because of that aspect that is there. But still, even today, Airtel's main revenue sources, like 70% of the revenue will be generated on your calls itself. Even today, in 2020, their 70% of revenue is getting generated on voice calls. Only 30% of their revenue is coming from data. So, now you can imagine that is actually possible because of the reasons that still somehow Airtel is providing the CS calls. What is green? Where is green? What is green? Shrikant, I did not get that point. Is it for me or somebody else?
I think it's ZRAN. He's talking about ZRAN.
Which one? Jiran? Okay. You don't know Jiran till now? That's great. Jiran is GPRS Edge Radio Access Technology Network, which is a technical word for 2.5G network. I might have used maybe like 100 times so far. in the whole course. Jaran. You never heard of it? Okay, that's strange. Um, this is representing the GPRS network, GPRS and GSM network. UTRAN is UMTS terrestrial radio access network, which is 3G, and UTRAN is the 4G. All right. Um, so what happened after operators have pushed this narrative that they are going to lose their revenue because of this technical problem they are having with the IMS implementation not readily available, and the customers may be going to third-party apps, and that will be a lot of revenue loss for operators. 3GPP came with a backup plan. 3GPP told the operators that, hey, we will give you an opportunity by implementing some special mechanism in your network called as circuit switched fallback. So what 3GPP explained to the operators is, when you are bringing up a LTE network, I hope you will bring up LTE network for customers who wanted to be on LTE network for their packet data services, because LTE only supports packet data services. Whenever the users who are under LTE network, they are using it for packet services, you keep the users on LTE. But as the operators are not going to remove and Jaran and Utra networks immediately after implementing LTE, so still Jaran and Utra network will be there in the background. It is existing in the background. So if operator brings up a 4G network, doesn't mean that operator will remove 2G and 3G network entirely. They won't do that because there are a lot of customers who are on the GPRS Edge radio access technology network or UMTS terrestrial radio access technology networks who are making the CS calls. So major revenue stream is still CS calls. So you are bringing up LTE network to provide better PS services because it will give you better quality of service in terms of packet data. Okay. So if a LTE network comes up anywhere, it's going to come up in bits and pieces. Like in maybe this particular part of this area is a city where operator estimated that there can be a lot of users who would like to send voice data or packet data. We will implement LTE network. This is another city we have LTE network. Another city we have LTE network. In remaining places, operator might still be maintaining Jaran and Utran. Like when you right now do this. Analogy apply that's the analogy for real world, like in your idea case or BSNL or Airtel are actually using this strategy even till today. All these companies did not bring up LTE network everywhere yet. Still in some places where they have traditional customers and there is no need for the LTE network, they are still operating on Jaran and Utra networks only. LTE network because Reliance Jio operator, they don't have any old 2G and 3G network earlier. What Reliance Jio did is, hey, because we don't have any 2G, 3G network, as we are starting as a telecom operator freshly, we are going to bring up the network, LTE network itself everywhere. We have to bring it up. So only the users with LTE SIM cards and LTE mobile phones can operate. The old mobile phones like 2G, 3G users cannot operate in a LTE network. 2G, 3G users means the users who are using 2G, 3G mobile phones in a Reliance Jio network, because this is a pure LTE network. So it should be LTE network everywhere. But because as the same problem occurred to Reliance Jio, they said that if we bring up the 4G network, of course, 4G network will provide superior packet data services. That is well and good. But even though we are a Reliance Jio network, but we can generate a lot of revenue on the voice calls. Just like a traditional voice calls, the users would like to dial the number instead of using WhatsApp or any other application. So we lose that revenue. In order not to lose the revenue, only choice the Reliance Jio is having is they don't have underlying Jaran and Utran network. So Reliance Jio's only choice is to implement the IMS network. So they could bring their LTE network up only after implementing the IMS network. With the help of the IMS network, they can reach the traditional CS network users, either PSTN users or PLMN users. That is in case of Reliance Jio. But option is available for Utran. Option is available for the operators like Airtel, Vodafone, or Idea or BSNL, these kind of operators. What 3GPP explained is when this particular mobile user, when is even though it is a LTE user, um, this LTE mobile phone will also have 3G and 2G protocols installed into its software. So what can you do is as soon as the user started making any CS call instead of a PS call, if we started making any CS call, so immediately you can push that user into underlying CS network, because CS network is present everywhere, because your Jaran Utran networks are still there. So you can push the user temporarily to underlying Jaran Utran network, and once the call is completed, you can bring back the user into LTE network for his superior packet data services. This is the idea that 3GPP came up with, and told the operators that we will create the corresponding technical mechanism needed for this implementation. And we come up with a specification with the guidelines about how this uh, technique must be implemented in the in the environment. Uh, so they came up with this CSFP technique, circuit switched fallback technique. What is the meaning of falling back? Typically, this word is used in war kind of a scenario. If you've gone to war, if you think that if your opposite uh, army is advancing, you will fall back. You will fall back to safe position to minimize your damage or whatever. So, fallback is like you're falling back onto the old technology network. That's the meaning of this. Of course, for the CS fallback to work, operator must have the underlying Utran or Jaran network. Without that, the CS fallback mechanism won't work. To start with, this Jaran Utran must be there on top of, along with LTE. So even though there is a LTE network available in a geographical location, operators still need to maintain a Jaran Utran network also at the same time, at the same place. Then only this CS fallback works. Otherwise, this CS fallback mechanism won't work. Circuit switch fallback won't work. Okay. So, uh, what kind of a uh, what kind of operational changes that must be done to implement this CS fallback to support the users to have the CS calls? Okay, so even when the users are especially in the 4G network, how do we support the user to make a CS call, and what kind of a additional interfaces we need, and what kind of activity we must perform? So 3GPP proposed that. Now we are going to look into that. You understood the problem statement. Is there anything that you did not get it here? Till now, whatever I have blabbered, it is just general story, nothing technical we have discussed. It is just general information about why do we need CS fallback, circuit switched fallback. I hope you understood already the underlying conditions for implementing CS fallback as well. Along with your LTE network, you must have an underlying Jara Neutron network. You must be having it. Without that, implementing CS fallback is impossible. So they thought that to implement it, we require an additional interface from MME to MSC. The interface name is called as SGS interface. They have introduced that new interface link between MME to MSC. Okay. MSC was never traditionally prepared to connect to this component called as MME, because MSC is a old component, a CS network component. But now the operators are forced to change the MSC software. Hey, if you wanted to implement the LTE network, and if you want your LTE users to have the CS calls ongoing, we need to push that user when he is making a CS call into your underlying Utran and Jaran network. For the sake of it, you need to update your MSC software. Why you need to update MSC software? Because now MSC need to communicate with the MME related to this CS fallback related operations or activity. Uh, so that is needed. So the MSC software not only should contain the 2G protocols and 2.5G or 3G protocols. Along with that, MSC now also have to have the additional protocol called as SGS AP protocol to communicate with MME. So the protocol name is SGS AP. As the interface name is SGS, they have named the protocol as SGS AP application part, SGS application protocol. They have named it as. MSC should contain this new additional protocol. And what is the idea here? When a LTE user, um, LTE mobile phone is brought up with a LTE SIM card, that mobile typically registers with the MME. At the time of registering with MME, mobile chooses whether you want um, CS plus PS services, both are only PS services. If UE chooses to have only PS services, it will just do the registration with the MME and only you will get the PS services. But when the mobile user chooses CS plus PS services as his usage setting, depending on his usage setting, then when UE conveys that information to MME, MME will go and convey on this SGS AP interface to MSC that, hey MSC, listen, there is one LTE user with me, registered with me, and this guy's, I'm giving you that guy's ID, etc. to you, but listen, if that guy is getting any incoming call, because this guy's number is going to be advertised as a CS number, he might be getting an incoming CS call from some landline phone or uh, from somewhere, from a wireless, a 3G mobile phone, or is from anybody. So you that this guy might get an incoming call. So when that guy gets an incoming call, uh, you should not be searching for that guy in either Utran network or Jaran network by starting the paging procedures. You have to realize that this mobile is not under Utran network or Jaran network, or never registered to you directly by being in Utran or Jaran network. He is right now in Utran network with me, and if he gets any incoming call, please let me know. I will send a paging message to him to tell him that he is getting an incoming CS call, and I will make sure that the mobile leaves the LTE network and goes into the underlying Jaran and Utran network, and they'll operate it that way. So this kind of a communication is required between MSC and MME for various CS operations, which we are going to obviously study when we get to it. We will be studying that part. What kind of a communication has to happen between the MSC and MME? But this is very much needed for this CS plus PS connectivity. So the idea is, even though the LTE network is being implemented by the operator, whatever the mobile number that is allocated to the mobile is actually not a SIP URI. It is not, because the user is not making IMS voice calls or SIP voice calls. The voice calls are being made by the mobile user as a CS calls. The number that is allocated to the mobile is a MSISDN number. It is not a SIP URI that is allocated to the user. It is MSISDN. Because it is MSISDN, when he advertises the MSISDN to his friends, etc., etc., definitely they will call him. When this user keep getting the incoming calls, some the incoming call should arrive to GMSC first of all. On the basis of MSISDN number, it will arrive at GMSC. GMSC questions HLR where this user is. HLR will open his mouth and say, "Hey, where this guy? I don't know where this guy." If this internal communication between MME and MSC is not there, There is no way MME can recognize this user's MSISDN number. But when this kind of registration happens, what does MSC do is MSC will go and talk to the HLR, tell the HLR that, hey, so and so user with this MSISDN number is registered with me. Of course, he is registered through Jaran or Utron is none of your business, or Utron is none of your business. MSC will simply tell HLR that please provide these guys CS subscription related information to me. MSC gets that CS subscription details. Now, when incoming call arrives from an external ISDN network into your GMSC questions HLR, hey, where this guy is registered at right now. HLR tells him that this guy is available with so and so MSC. When the call goes to MSC, MSC will forward that call details to MME. Now it is the MME's duty to send that information in the form of a paging message to the mobile user. This is a different arrangement. So whatever the number that the mobile is having, like 91966 921 this number is a MSISDN number. It is not a SIP URI. It is not it is not your IMS number. It is MSISDN still, because you, through the LTE network you are not making IMS calls. LTE network is being useful for you right now simply as a better PS network. That's all. A better PS network. Your service call, sorry, your voice calls are still going through your old technology network itself. Okay, so that's the primary idea they have built around it. So what happens in various scenarios in this kind of network that we have brought up to provide that CS call activity for the mobile user? What would happen? Like when mobile originates a voice call, what happens when the mobile is receiving a voice call? What happens? We have to see those things in terms of procedures. So we have to study that. We are going to get into that part. Okay. So the CS fallback is defined in a document called as 23.272. So according to 23.272, there are four functional elements which must have the logic implemented. Like which logic implemented? CS fallback logic implemented. Mobile must support, must be capable of CS fallback. So what is the meaning of mobile is capable of CS fallback? If mobile is capable of CS fallback means mobile equipment must have the UMTS and your GPRS GSM protocol stacks. They they must be UTRAN Jaran protocol stacks must be present in the mobile software. Then only we will consider the mobile as a CS fallback. If mobile only supports a LTE protocols and it doesn't support the old protocol stacks, it is not going to be considered as a CS fallback. On top of that, mobile should understand that there is a feature called as CS fallback. For that, I need to exclusively indicate to MME at the time of registration that I want to attach with CS plus PS attach. We have already discussed the CS PS attach as part of our NAS. We have not discussed much, but we are again picking up that topic. CS plus PS attach we have to perform. So this is called as a combined attach procedure. So you are performing a EPS attach as well as IMSI attach. You are performing a combined attach. So CS fallback and SMS procedures, all that should be known to the mobile equipment. How these CS fallback procedures work. How do I have to operate? That must be known to mobile. MME in the MME CS fallback is enabled, and it must be deriving a VLR number on the and location area identity related details from the GUTI received from the mobile, and it will be reporting the same information to MSC VLR. It will be communicating with MSC VLR and reporting that mobile is available with me. At the time when the mobile is going for a detach, you need to perform a detach. And if MSC tells the MME that there is an incoming call, it is the duty of MME to start a CS paging procedure with something called as extended service request related mechanism. We have understood that part. Extended service request is sent by the UE whenever it receives a CS incoming call instead of PS incoming call after coming back into the connected state. Of course, MME supports SMS related procedures. What there we will study, and it will have the capabilities to reject the CS fallback call request. MME should have that understanding when the calls must be accepted, when the calls must be rejected. If the mobile user is not subscribed or any other technical reasons, you might even reject it. So MSC should also have this software. They should understand that there is a mechanism called a CS fallback. For implementing that, I must coordinate with the LTE component called as MME. MSC should understand it. MSC should also have the SGS connectivity with the MME, and it must be supporting SMS related procedures as well. And in UTRAN also it must be done whenever MME tells the UTRAN that, hey, this mobile is trying to take a incoming CS call or is trying to make a outgoing CS call. MME will order the UTRAN. It is the time for you to throw the mobile equipment out of the LTE network. You have to forcibly move the mobile from LTE network into the old technology network, directing the UE to the target CS capable cell. CS capable cells are nothing but either neutron cells or Geran cells. These are called as. Those are CS capable cells. Your traditional 2G and 3G network cells. So Utron must be pushing the user there whenever you are initiating a CS call.
So this SMS procedure will work as a CS fallback, or there is some special mechanism for it?
Special mechanism for SMS, we'll see what is that.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the protocol stack? It is called as SGSAP, which works on IP transport, of course, and we want the reliability for SGSAP, and we will be establishing a CTP connection between MME and your MSC, and the protocol that is working between MME and MSC is SGSAP. It is a CTP IP based connection. Of course, we use IP transport everywhere. All LTE components will try to communicate always with IP transport. So even though MSC is a traditional network, earlier there is no IP implementation happened in MSC. Yes, at least to implement this solution, MSC must contain IP technology. Earlier, MSC was only dealing with SS7 signaling with all the components it is communicating. It might not even be using IP network earlier. But here, MSC is forced to have IP network, and the protocol stack is having a transport mechanism on IP network itself. Because LTE is all IP network, so we are making sure that MSC is anyway need to implement this SGSAP protocol. At the time of implementing the protocol, they have decided that, hey, yeah, because anyway MSC is not having this protocol earlier, we are freshly defining it. So at the time of defining it, we can also tell MSC that now you have to work on IP transport instead of any other transport mechanism. So we could communicate to, we could bring up that such kind of an environment. So that is just protocol stack. So what happens and um, how these things goes. Uh, so what are the procedures that we have to study? So the first procedure we are looking into is called as the attach procedure. So how the attach will happen? Mobile is going to send some attach request to MMA. Of course, the attach kind of attach request we are discussing is it is a CS plus PS attach. And it is mentioned over here that whenever mobile initiates the CS plus PS attach, step 2 to step 17 of the attach procedure specified in 23.401 document will be continued. So after the second step is from step 2 to step 17 of 23.401 document. So what is this 23.401 document? In this document, all major LTE call flows would be defined. If you wanted to study the call flows in a structured fashion, you can actually download this technical specification from internet by just typing this TS23401 in Google, and you can download this document, and you can even take a printout and you can use this document for your general preparation and study as well. So you can do that. So in the 23.401 documents, whatever the step 2 to step 17 that they have mentioned, all those steps will be carried out after this first step happens. What will be there in that step 2 to step 17? MME talks to HSS, gathers the authentication details, start the security mode, IMEI validation. After that, MME will gather the subscriber information from HSS. Then it starts the default bearer creation by using a create session request towards your S gateway, P gateway. And once that is created, then MME is going to send a message towards eNodeB to create the ERAB along with enabling the security mechanisms. And then you will say that that has got created. All those steps are basically step 2 to step 17 that are present in this document. I'll show you this document, but we'll see little later. So, but those steps will be executed. After all these steps are done, when the um, PS related parts are almost ready, at that time, MME will derive the VLR number. Hey, for this mobile user right now, based on which tracking area it is present, I can easily guess the tracking area is coming under which location area, and that location area is being served by which MSC. I can relate to that. So based on that, I can understand this mobile would like to be registered with which MSC. So we will be mapping the mobile's present tracking area details to the location area details, and from that location area details, you will be finding out that location is served by which MSC VLR. That is the meaning of derive VLR number. That is the third step. MME will have the logic related to it, because operators who will be configuring this MME, they will configure the MME in such a way, hey man, in the entire LTE network that we are bringing up, there are totally 20 tracking areas. In those tracking areas, we have GSM and UMTS network also. For the purpose of GSM, GPRS, and UMTS network, we have created something called as location areas. Now, in which geographical area play or geographical location where this particular tracking area is there, that tracking area in that place in GSM network, we have a corresponding location area. That location is being served by this particular MSC. That kind of a relationship information will be stored in MME by the operator in the form of configuration. With the help of it, you will derive the MSC VLR information. Then you start sending a message to MSC VLR. My mobile, who is having CS fallback features, he has told me to accept his registration for CS plus PS. I'm almost done with PS. I'm about to finally send the final message to him, almost ready. And now I wanted to tell you that this mobile user also subscribed for CS services. I'm notifying you that mobile is going to be with me. If you get any incoming call for this mobile, report me. You don't search for him in your UMTS or GSM network. He is not talking to any UMTS GSM components. So at that time, MSC VLR creates a SGS association. It's basically a software level thing, and the MSC VLR notes down that the mobile is right now available with this MME, and he'll note down that information and it will report that information to HSS. Tell the HSS that mobile equipment is now available with me MSCV is telling it to HSS, mobile is available with me for CS services, and please provide the subscriber information to me. And HSS provides that subscriber information to MSC, and HSS notes down mobile equipment is in under which MSC VLR. For if anybody asks HLR, like GMSC is asking HSS or HLR about mobile equipment for present location, then HLR or HSS should provide that information to GMSC. With the help of that, GMSC can forward the call to either your it will be forwarding the call to MSC VLR. So for that purpose, we must be um, you know communicating with your database. But because this is a LTE document, they will not mention it as HLR. Instead, they use this latest terminology called as HSS. But you can think that simply as HLR, because MSC VLR typically speaks to a HLR to get the CS related subscriber information. It is not a PS subscriber information. It is CS subscriber information. That is that is what it is. And once MSC's procedures with HLR are finished, he got the subscriber data, what kind of CS services mobile is subscribed to. Once he got those details, MSC VLR sends information to MME. I'm accepting the location update. From now onwards, I will be coming to you if this guy gets anything. Then MME completes the rest of the attach procedure from step 18 to step 26 of the attach procedure specified in 23.401 document. With that, it will tell finally the mobile that your attach is accepted and the default bearer has been created, and the attach accepted is a CS plus PS attach. It is not a pure PS attach. It is a CS plus PS attach. That is what MME will explain to UE. So with that, UE is registered with CS plus PS services. Okay, are you clear with this, or are you having any doubt so far? All right. Um, a dead opposite of a attach is going to be a detach when the mobile performs a detach request. So then the detach related procedures will take place. And after MME performing the PS related detach mechanisms, it will go and report the same thing to MSCVLR. If for an unknown reason, mobile has sent me a detach request, as a core network entity, I don't have a choice here to reject that. So I'm accepting it. So he is not only disconnecting from his PS services, but he has told me he is disconnecting everything. So I'm reporting it to you about that. So please note down that mobile is in a detach situation right now, and the MSCVLR will remove the SGS association. If this guy gets any incoming call, MSC never need to go to MME now, because the mobile is in a detached state. MME accepted the detach. Right now, the mobile is considered as not registered with MME, not registered with MSCVLR. Mobile directly never communicating with MSCVLR here, at least especially when it comes to attach and detach procedures. It's always going through the MME for these major procedure, because the mobile user is a LTE user. He is not considered as a UMTS or a GSM user. We see that. I will explain that, Nashim. We'll come to that. Hold on. I will answer your question. Yeah.
So this attach and detach procedure that we are studying now is LT attached detach or sir IMS
Both.
attached detach?
It is both. Because only if it is both, the MME will be reporting it to MSCVLR. Of course, listen to one thing carefully. Mobile cannot do the detach with MME only PS, and he can keep CS. That is not possible. If you are doing the detach for PS, CS automatically will detach. Or if you can detach to MME with only CS. You can tell MME that I don't want CS calls to be made from my side, either incoming or outgoing calls. I want only I wanted to work in PS mode. If UE decided that it want to work in PS mode, it can do the detach only to the CS network. That time also MME need to report this MC detach indication. But if the mobile, uh, so how many kinds of detaches are possible? Mobile can do simply a CS detach. That time MME must report it to MSCVLR. Mobile can do a PS detach, PS plus CS detach, both should happen. If mobile is detaching from PS, that means mobile is disconnecting from MME, detaching with MME. That time there is no business between MME and MSC also. Even this will be detached. Mobile cannot continue in a LTE network only for CS. That is not possible. If you want to continue in LTE network, you want to have both PS plus CS going on because you are registered with PS plus CS. Are you understanding the logic there? Is that clear? Any follow-up question on
Yes,
that?
sir.
Excuse
No,
me,
sir.
sir.
Yeah.
That remove SGS association.
Hello,
What is that?
hello.
That is that.
Yes.
One second. That is MC based or that is permanent association between NSC and SSS.
That SGS association is a logical thing. It is a software level thing that MSC maintains for all the users who got registered to him from MME. For example, if 5,000 users are registered to MSC VLR through MME, MSC VLR will be maintaining 5,000 SGS associations, one for one mobile phone. Simply, it is nothing but it is a some amount of data that is getting stored in MSC VLR related to this user there. Noting down that this user is not a traditional Jaran or Utran network user, he is a LTE user. Because of that, I need to store some details that I got on SGS interface. They have named it as SGS association data. Whatever the technical name they give, that doesn't matter. Simply MSC is noting down that information that the mobile is right now is in registered state. If he is available with the MME, that is what it is.
Yeah, but the link will be present, right, sir? MSC
Link
using
will be
MSC
present
to SSS.
always. This is related to this mobile, right? We are discussing this is a UE specific case or general case. It is related to one mobile phone. When we are studying a scenario related to one mobile phone, you cannot imagine that this is a link and it will be removed forever because this UE is disconnecting. That doesn't make sense because there are 4,999 other users who are still active. Only this bugger is going down. Only that guy's technical information which is stored in MSC VLR should get removed. It is not talking about the link at all. Links will never be removed between any components in LTE network for any user's sake because users are independent, service takers. If one service taker goes down, we are not going to close down the network and pack it and go home. We don't do that because there are a lot more users present there.
Yeah, right. Okay, sir.
Um,
Hello,
yes.
sir. In case of UE is asking to detach only for CS services, so means that UE will select LT only mode in his network setting.
What is it? LTE?
LT means there is a multiple options in
Uh,
network setting like LT, UMTS, and GSM, and others is
I will come to
LT,
that. I will come to that. We will see those options. You're talking about
okay.
like which network a mobile user wanted to select. You mean to say that?
Yes, yes. And then what will be the effect of this? Will
Yeah, if you select
suppose
that UMTS or GSM is your network, your mobile will
mm,
be acting as a 2G or a 3G user and it will be registering with the MSC and SGSN. Sorry, for CS calls, it will be registering with MSC directly. For PS calls, it is registering with SGSN. It is not going to register with MME. That time, your quality of service will drop, but you will be having CS calls That is not going to be a CS fallback mechanism. Mobile would be permanently registered with MSC itself. When you choose, you want your mobile to be directly registered on UMTS and GSM network instead of LTE. But if you choose it on LTE network, at the time when the mobile is registering with MME, this additional step will happen, like from MME to MSC VLR. This update will happen to let the MSC VLR know that mobile is not registering with you directly by being in a UMTS and or Jaran network. He is first registering with me. His idea is he wanted to continue superior PS services by being in LTE network, and the moment he gets any CS call or the moment he wanted to make a CS call, he needed your services. That is why I'm reporting this location update to you, and you must accept this. MME is proposing this to MSC VLR. That means when the mobile is making a CS service, it should do this. You got it?
Yes, I got it. But in what case UV will ask for CS detach only?
To whom?
He is registered with MME, but here you have explained that
Depending on the call
UV can ask
setting.
for CS detach.
Not detach. Uh, for CS detach, that we have already studied in the NAS layer. You have to go back to the NAS layer now to understand that story. When mobile equipment will do that. If you don't remember that, I have to bring back some very old previous life memories.
No,
So
I I know that, sir.
uh,
Uh,
depending on
but
the
my only
settings,
question is
depending on the
okay,
UE settings. For example,
okay. That
I show you that.
Sir, sir,
Yeah.
hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. One question. So that Reliance Jio may be having only that LT network. He's not having that means 2G or 3G network. So how can you do that MME? It's coming to MSC,
I'm
VLR and
losing your voice, Pranay. Pranay. I'm losing your voice. I'm not getting anything. Can you repeat your question once again? Uh, your mic has got muted. Pranay. Okay, hold on. First, let me answer this question that is requested by Rahul. You see this, you remember this NAS protocol that we have studied? Mobile is operating in either CSPS mode 1 or CSPS mode 2. From that configuration, from any configuration, if the voice domain preference of the mobile user has been changed to IMSPS voice only, and if UE is not configured to use SMS over SGS mechanism, and if you are preferring only PS voice calls, IMS PS voice calls, and at the same time you are not using any SMS services with traditional CS network, then immediately mobile will be detaching from non-EPS services. What is this bloody non-EPS services refers to? It refers non-EPS, evolved packet system. Non-EPS refers to your CS services. So you are doing the deregistration from the CS services, depending on the setting.
got it. Got it.
Okay, now I take Pranay's question. Pranay, can you unmute and talk? Yeah,
sir, it's audible right now.
yeah, you are.
Yeah. So suppose a Reliance Jio having that only LT networks. So if you are using that call initiative from that LT network, how can it use for that like MSC and VLR for that, because it's not having any 2G and 3G. So it's using other operators like
IMS users, sorry, Reliance Jio users don't have any chance there. Definitely, they don't have any
yes,
chance. They will not be having CS fallback. Definitely. Only it is possible
yes,
for the operators who are having underlying 3G and 2G network, as I said.
like like only for Vodafone or Airtel, they are
Only
having the
Vodafone,
3G network.
Airtel, Idea, BSNL, these guys only can have the CS fallback solution. Reliance Jio cannot
Yes,
because
yes.
they don't have any underlying CS network available.
Contract.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Sir, then Reliance Jio how work for calling?
We'll see that. That is what we are going to learn. IMS only will happen in Reliance Jio. It will be a pure IMS calls in Reliance Jio. How those things will happen, I will show you that. We will study that. That is what we are going to learn in our next set of classes. And somebody asked about this 23401 document and where to find it. If you need any bloody 3GPP document, it is a simple, very, very simple, straightforward rule. Just go to Google, type that. Even you don't need to type TS. You simply type that number, 23401. Just to type that number, and the first link you have to pick it up. So you just pick it up from there, and you go to uh, the link, and whichever version you want to download it, you can download it. So I'm just opening it, going to a particular version. You can download release 16 version, or you can go back to little older versions like 11.0.0 up to release 11. All the feature related information will be available in this document. Just click on this. It'll ask that, hey, should you allow me to save it? You just save it. Yes, you say save file. You just choose one folder, save it, and it is readily available. You just open that and start reading it. That is 23401. Okay. So what they are mentioning here about 23401 in our specification. Step 2 to 17 of the attach procedure in 23401 has been mentioned here. So if you go to the 23401 view navigation pane, go to the attach procedure. In this, lot of information will be available. In this, we have to go to the procedures and attach procedure 5.3.2. Go there, and you will have that information present here. So you have the document picture like this. Step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. All the steps will be there up to step number 26 we have. In this, up to which step? Up to 18th step, it would be done here 2 to 17th step. So it will be done from 2 to 17, same like earlier that is done up to here. All this call flow is something we have already studied in the as part of log analysis. Up to 17 will happen. Just before this 18 and the remaining steps are going to be completed, MME will report this to MSC that this guy is attaching with CS plus PS, and from now onwards note it down, and come to me for any kind of CS related services. And MSC noted down, accepted, and you will continue the steps from 18 to 26. The remaining steps will be continued in your call flow up to the 26th step. All these 26 steps will be explained to you with very detailed information starting from step 1, step 2. Very detailedly they will be explained. If you wanted to read it to gain your own understanding on the technology, you can do this. If you study one procedure perfectly from starting to ending, remaining procedures also you can do. So you can go to all the procedures here: tracking area update procedure, service request procedure, detach procedure, security related, and you have dedicated their activation procedures, PDN gateway initiated bearer modification procedures, bearer deactivation related procedures, handovers within the EU-TRAN related procedures, inter-RAT handovers, like mobile is moving from LTE network to UMTS or LTE network to JARAN network, inter-RAT technologies, that handover procedures, or if mobile is going into a pure GSM cell with the network assisted cell change option instead of handover, we will be having this network assisted cell change. What is that? I will explain you in some time in present class itself. So all these important LTE procedures, every procedure will be explained to you step by step. This is around some 200 300 page document. If you are really willing to learn good and all that, I would prefer you to download this document and take a printout, cheap printout of it, like 30 paise printout or whatever you could get, and you can use this to read from starting to ending, to have a complete clean idea on the LTE technology. You can do that. So that's an advice. But the steps that are mentioned are the steps mentioned here in this document are those. All right. So we have studied two different procedures, attach related and detach related. Um, so that is that. And then we actually started studying. Okay, another detach, MME initiated. MME initiated the detach because the mobile subscription is finished. So the MME initiated the detach, UE did not initiate it. So MME completed that as per the explanation present in 23401. MME initiated detach in the document. After that is completed, MME will simply report it to MSCVLR. This mobile user is detached. You can also forget about the mobile user. MSC will remove the SGS association, meaning is forgetting about the mobile. That is that. Okay. And yeah, HSS initiated. HSS also can initiate the detach, but HSS anyway will report it to MME. It will be almost equivalent to MME initiated. Only one extra step will be HSS will ask MME to detach the user. Then MME triggers the detach. Once that is completed, finally after the primary steps are completed, MME will go and talk to MSC VLR and ask the MSC to forget about this user and remove the user's SGS association. These are all attach and detach related. Now much more. Um, okay. So mobile equipment did a tracking area update. He is in idle state, let us take, moving from one tracking area to another tracking area. So whenever mobile performs a tracking area update, mm, find out from the system information that the tracking area has got changed. You will be reporting to, you are going to new MME, talking to new MME that, hey, I was coming from a old MME's location, and earlier he was helping me out, but now I have arrived here and doing a tracking area update with you. New MME says, oh, is it? Good. Let me go and talk to the old MME. That kind of a internal MME to MME procedures will take place as we have discussed earlier. So after all that is completed, new MME will be reporting to MSC VLR that, hey, mobile has come into my network and registered with me and is available with me now. And if this mobile user is getting any incoming CS calls, don't send that incoming CS call information to old MME, because he is no more available with the old MME, he is available with me. You obviously have to report it to MSCVLR in terms of location update request, and you are getting a location update acceptance. Okay, so then new MME will be accepting the tracking area update, accept and tracking area update complete. Typically, this location update will take place only when MME changes. If MME doesn't change, as long as the mobile equipment is under the same old MME's tracking areas, even though mobile is moving from one tracking area to another tracking area, MME doesn't need to report it to MSC, because MME knows that irrespective of what is the locality of the user in his own cell, in his own radio network, anyway MSC will be sending CS call related details to him. Okay, so it understands that we don't need to report it to MSC VLR in that scenario. So only when the tracking area has also resulted in changing MME as well, and that new MME will be reporting this to MSCBLR. Yeah.
So, sir, means if lower technology location area is changing, but the tracking area is not changing, so MMA will not report it to MSC.
Yes, even though tracking area gets changed and underlying location area also gets changed, but still from the MME point of view, it is a simple technique. If MSC gets an incoming call, if the in the old technology, MSC will be distributing that incoming call information in the location areas. Of course, MSC need to maintain mobile equipment is strictly under which location area. If the mobile is present in either UMTS network or GSM or Jaran network. But MSC doesn't have any such requirement to maintain the present mobile's accurate location right now. Especially in terms of location area. Reason is the MSC knows that if this mobile bugger is getting an incoming call, I need to just go and consult MME. As long as he is present under that MME, it is fine for me. I don't care. So as long as mobile is under that one MME, this is good. There is no problem at all. So that is why you don't need to individually report each and every change that is happening within that MME. Only you require to report it if the tracking area brings so much change that mobile is moving into a new MME as part of it. That time, new MME will have to report it to MSC. If you get an incoming call, don't consult old MME. Instead of it, you consult me. You heard that? Understood that point?
Yes, sir.
Um, Now, we are going to study various call flows um, of what happens when the mobile equipment is going to initiate these um, CS plus your CS related calls. What happens? We are going to understand that in terms of many flows one by one. We see that now. First thing, just give me a minute, guys. Mobile is making a originating call. What is the difference between originating and terminating? We already knew that originating is outgoing and terminating is incoming call. So, when the mobile is making that outgoing call, it is in active mode. Active mode means in terms of packet data. So, packet data is ongoing actively in the LTE network for the mobile. At the same time, mobile is originating the outgoing call. You may be thinking about how this is really possible, like when the active data is going on, how can a mobile user initiate a voice call? This is quite possible. For example, the mobile user has started an upload or a download which is actively going on in the background by using these LTE network related procedures. While that is happening, he did not remember that is going on in the background, but he decided to anyway make a outgoing voice call, which is typically be going to be considered as a CS call right now, as the we are now considering that the user is not operating on the IMS network. The voice domain preference is the CS domain, and the calls that he is making is a CS call. It is going to be considered as a CS technology call. So then what happens? Mobile first sends out a NAS message to MME called as extended service request, reporting to MME that hey, I would like to use a service from you called as CS service. I wanted to have a CS service going on here. It reports to MME. MME says, okay, very good. If you want CS service, I must accept because you have already registered with CS plus PS activity, and I have already communicated to MSC, and we both talked about you, and we are ready to help you out in this scenario. MME tells this situation to InnodeB and explains the InnodeB by using a S1 AP message. It tells the InnodeB that, hey, I'm telling you that the mobile equipment CS fallback has got activated, and it is the time for us to move the mobile into underlying CS network, either to Utran or Jaran. So what can InnodeB do to find out if the mobile prefers to go into Neutron or Jaran network? If both the networks are available, InnodeB triggers a measurement report to ask UE or MS like which measurements it starts. It starts B series measurements and asks the mobile, you are not going to measure your LTE cells. I am asking you to measure UMTS cell related power and GSM cell related powers and report it to me. And once mobile sends the report back to InnodeB, InnodeB will be able to understand whether mobile right now prefers to go into UMTS network or to go into Jaran network or to you wanted to get into a GSM cell. But right now, we are considering a sub scenario in this case called as PS handover supported. That means to whichever destination network the mobile user is getting into, either it is a Utran network or a Jaran network, there the ongoing PS data can be continued. That is the meaning of PS handover is supported. PS data can be continued even if it could be lesser data rate that you might achieve in the old technology network, but PS handover is supported basically. And at the same time, we are moving the mobile into underlying traditional network for the purpose of handling the CS call that is got initiated. So we are considering a scenario, a pure GSM cell scenario we are ignoring, because if the mobile is going into a pure GSM cell, mobile would have reported to InnodeB about InnodeB that I am finding a pure GSM cell to be really good. No other cell is looking good for me, and automatically that will be considered as a PS handover not supported case. Reason is in a pure GSM cell, PS data going is impossible because it is not even a GPRS cell. So PS data is impossible. Even if it is GPRS, um, having PS data is impossible, because if you remember PS GPRS technology, in GPRS we can either have a voice call or packet data, not both at the same time. So if you wanted to have a CS call, even though you move yourself to take a CS call into GPRS network, your PS data cannot continue. Only you can have a CS call. Only CS plus PS both are possible if the mobile is willing to go into a UMTS network. It all depends on the measurement options that mobile has provided to InnodeB and explained him about where he would like to get into. And then once based on that, what InnodeB decides says that okay, uh, now MME has given me a task to throw the mobile out of LTE network, but I can see that the mobile is already having some packet data ongoing. At the same time, mobile has told me that he found the UMTS cells to be in good condition for him. Um, so because mobile is finding UMTS cells to be good, I think I can perform a PS handover to the UMTS network without disrupting PS. We can still have CS because mobiles can have CS plus PS both ongoing in a UMTS network. That possibility is there. So we decided that instead of completely cutting out this ongoing PS activity, I hope we can move this PS activity also along with the user into the UMTS network where mobile would like to get into. So we triggers the PS handover procedure towards MME. It triggers that PS handover towards MME. Tell the MME that, hey, MME, listen, you have ordered me to CS fallback for this mobile. I am about to execute it. I thought of moving the mobile into UMTS. I would have ordered the mobile to leave the LTE cell and get himself into UMTS network without PS. But depending on the measurement report I have received from the mobile, I have concluded that we can move the mobile along with the PS. Why to disrupt a ongoing service anyway? If there is a chance to provide both the services for the mobile and the underlying network. So what I am suggesting you is let us go ahead with the PS handover. ENODB tells this to MME. So all those steps that are explained in 23401 for PS handover, um, the steps in preparation phase and start of the execution phase will be executed as part of this procedure. So it is going to work out like a PS handover in 23401. So if you take 23401, so we have to go into a location called as PS handover. So if you take this handover cases, intra-utra handover, and now we have to come to inter-rat handover. The subsection we have to study is inter-rat handover. In inter-rat handover, which part we are interested in? Um, we are interested in to move the mobile from EUTRAN to UTRAN. EUTRAN to UTRAN, the general explanation is there, and the steps from UTRAN to UTRAN to move the mobile user. There are two steps, two primary um, sub procedures called as preparation phase and execution phase. And this guy is talking here about what? This guy is talking about full preparation phase. Start of the execution phase must be executed um, to move the trigger and move the mobile into underlying UMTS network as a PS user. We are having that. So in the preparation phase, you have some steps in the preparation phase. So uh, mobile requested the, sorry, we are studying the wrong one. Clicked on the wrong one. Okay. Mobile reported to source node be that I want a handover, basically through the measurement reports. So source node be sent a message to source MMB that handover required. So MME ordered enodb to execute a CS fallback, but MME is not triggering CS fallback. Instead, what enodb is not triggering CS fallback blindly. Instead, source enodb found out with the help of the measurement reports sent by the mobile that mobile is finding UMTS cell to be good. Better to do a handover. So handover required. MME talks to SGSN. SGSN communicates with target SGSN communicates with the target S gateway. If we are using the S gateway services, create session request response. Once that is done, you will be reporting it to target RNC, relocation request acknowledgement. Target RNC accepted the handover, and you may require to create indirect data forwarding tunnels for pending traffic receiving, and you are accepting the handover by sending forward relocation response. And we are creating these indirect data forwarding tunnels to your source serving gateway as well to receive the traffic from source node B to source serving gateway to target serving gateway to RNC. All the pending traffic will be sent by using these indirect tunnels. And once this preparation phase is complete, we are now talking about the execution phase, and it's called as the start of the execution phase. So uh, handover command is issued to the from source MME to source node B. This command is issued. So source node B triggers a message to the mobile: get out of my LTE network and go into your UMTS or basically UMTS network, because we are considering here that the PS handover is supported, and the mobile will leave the LTE network and it starts synchronizing with the UTRAN IU interface. Once the radio procedures are completed with the UTRAN, mobile reports to RNC that handover to UTRA is completed. So once the handover to Utra is completed, the very first message that this procedure won't be executed. The remaining part won't be executed. After this handover is completed, what will happen? So after that is done, mobile starts sending its first NAS message to either BSC or RNC. If the mobile is going into GPRS and the GPRS is supporting PS handover and etc. So we can send this NAS message to any one of the two components. Anyway, RNC cannot understand the NAS message, CM service request. BSC cannot understand it. They simply need to forward that CM service request to MSC. MSC recognizes that, oh, this bugger was there earlier available with MME. Suddenly, without anything, I got a, CM service request from him, that too from UMTS network. And now I understand that it is not an incoming call. Incoming call will actually come to me. MSC knows that incoming call will come to him. But this is not an incoming call. MSC recognizes that, oh, the mobile user himself has originated a outgoing call. Because of that, LTE network has prepared the necessary handover things and thrown the mobile from LTE network into UMTS network. Now the UMTS component is sending me the CM service request. It is sent here to MSC. So now MSC will have to will understand that, okay, CM service request is to make a outgoing voice call. So what do I do? I'll have to follow the CS call establishment procedure as per whatever we have discussed in our GSM environment. That call procedure, that call flow, you have to imagine here in the sixth step. So once the CS call is established, once the CS call is established, then the PS handover procedure will be continued and the mobile will be communicating with the BSC or RNC. RNC will be communicating with SGSN. SGSN will be communicating with the serving gateway. By using these components, your PS handover procedure will be completed. Mobile will be having both CS activity as well as PS activity. But till the CS call is established, your PS handover is not executed. So because we are giving importance to CS call here, the sole purpose of moving the mobile user from LTE network to UMTS network is to make a CS call. So we must give the priority to CS call. So when the CM service request is sent to MSC, first priority is given to the communication between MME to mobile, and all that CS call will be made. First, MSC will ask the mobile for authenticating. After that is done, MSC will ask mobile to start security mechanisms, IMEI validation. It might do all these steps. After that, MSC will find out from the mobile to whom we want to make a CS call. After finding that call details, MSC will locate where the other guy is. If the other guy is available in the same under the same MSC, you need to generate a paging message and send the call details to other mobile phone. If the other mobile is present under a PSTN or a PLMN in some ISDN network, then MSC need to send the outgoing call details towards that. So all that procedure will take place, the one that we have studied in our GSM class, that CS call flow establishment will take place. After that is successfully done, while the CS data, voice call data is uh, uh, going on in a live network, a live voice call data is already ongoing. That stage, the PS handover procedure, the remaining part will be picked up and it will be completed to have that ongoing PS services also continued, the ongoing background PS services continued. That means whatever the movie download that you are having and whatever the upload files that you are doing, that will be continued. For example, you are doing a movie download, the data is coming to serving gateway. Serving gateway would send it to SGSN on the S4 interface. SGSN would be forwarding it to RNC. RNC would then send that PS data to the mobile user. So your PS services are ongoing. At the same time, your CS call is also ongoing. But which call has been established first here is the CS procedure, and after that the PS activity is taking place in your network. So the continuation of the execution phase will be done here. So what is that continuation part? So um, if direct forwarding applies, source node B starts sending all the pending traffics to target RNC. If direct tunneling is not applied, the pending traffic would be sent from source node B to source serving gateways indirect tunnel. From that indirect tunnel, we send it to target node B, target serving gateways indirect tunnel. If serving gateway is changing, in this case, it will be sent to target serving gateways indirect tunnel. From there, it will be sent to your target RNC's pending GTPU tunnel, so to receive the pending traffic. So this is going to follow full indirect path to send the pending traffic to target RNC. Once target RNC receives all that, and once the mobile arrives and RNC detects that the CS call is already completed, then target RNC sends a message to the target SGSM that relocation is complete. So this is to report that um, the PS relocation is completed. Once this relocation complete goes to target SGSN, this guy tells the MME that send me so I'm reporting that the mobile's relocation is complete, and once this is done, you will be asking the target S gateway to take over from the source serving gateway, source S gateway. Once that guy accepts it, your now the traffic will be traveling from mobile to RNC, RNC to SGSN, target SGSN, SGSN to target serving gateway, from target serving gateway to P gateway. So right now the mobile traffic is going through the UMTS network. The PS part, we are the CS part is going on with the MSC, that is not shown in this diagram, because this diagram is 23401 explaining only PS related handover procedures, not CS handover procedures. So the data will be going on, and your source MME, after detecting that the handover is complete, it will talk to the old S gateway to delete the sessions and delete the indirect data tunnels which are created for the pending traffic. And we delete the indirect data tunnels even with the your target serving gateway also. All those deletions will happen. Right now the mobile equipment is taking the services of SGSN for the PS, but the traffic is coming from SGSN to target serving gateways, target serving gateway to P gateway. Earlier it was coming from mobile to eNode B, eNode B to source serving gateway, source serving gateway to P gateway. It is how the traffic is happening. From P gateway, it is going into PDN before the handover. This is after the handover. But this procedure maybe because of CS or may not be because of CS. For example, if you are considering a pure handover not related to CS, mobile is having only PS services, but mobile unluckily is going into a geographical location where there is no LTE cell not available. So mobile tells eNode B that "Hey, I can't find out a good LTE cell here. I think it better for me to go into UMTSL." Then this actual procedure we have studied will get executed as it is without involving the CS related steps. But in case when the actual handover is getting triggered here because of a different reason, because the mobile user himself is originated a CS call, MME has asked eNode B that hey, you need to forcibly move the mobile out of our network as CS fallback has got initiated by the mobile user, and we have to forcibly do it. So eNode B starts measurements, even though mobile is really feeling good in the LTE cell. Mobile is not like is not feeling good in the LTE cell. Is feeling really good in the LTE cell. There is a huge amount of PS traffic going on already in the background. Whatever the upload and download that you are continuing with, but at the same time be is triggering UE that hey, you need to measure GSM cells or GPRS cells or UMTS cells. Why? Because I uh, I have been instructed. I've been instructed by MME that you are going into CS network now for your CS call. I have to prepare you for that. So please report me which cells you are finding to be good. You guys have understood this whole thing. Is this clear, guys? Any questions so far with
Is there any another document for CS call flow study? If any.
this whatever the call flow that I am showing you always will refer to 23401. Those steps we have to take it from the document and continue it. That's it. There is no other way to do it. So they will always, if one procedure is always already defined in other document, they are not going to define it here. So the only document that you have to study for CS fallback is the CS fallback document itself, the one that I have numbered. So this CS fallback document is, your 23272 document, which I'll send you anyway, the 23272 and as well as this 23401 document. So, but in these two things only, you will have this information explained. What else you need? This is the thing, right? This is the whole procedure. There are no other steps. This is how it works out. But if you want to CS call establishment, if you want to study the CS call establishment, how it happens in the traditional networks, you need to refer to GSM technology specifications or UMTS technology specifications, where how CS call establishes, or you need to go to our standard first classes that we have studied when joined the training, the CS call establishment, how many steps will be there, etc. Okay. So the next
Sir,
procedure is, yes.
is there any log analysis related to this or any practical classes we are going to do in future?
For this part, not much. But if you want me to go through a log, I can help you out with that. CS fallback related log. We can study on the UE part testing. So I will get one log and we can discuss it. Or I can send you the multiple logs on CS call flow, CS fallback call flows to you. I can do that, but you can only see partial information from a CS from a mobile point of view. But anyhow, but you can relate it to these call flows and understand that. So uh, we'll do that. Okay, but
So, sir, in future
hmm,
sorry.
go ahead.
So, sir, in future we have this practical log analysis classes.
We have completed log analysis uh, for uh, core network side. For you guys, I think practical part is not completed on the UE side. We will get to that in in the coming up sessions.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. So
Sir,
yes,
sir, in future, will you not provide any PDF of these PPTs or not only for procedures?
I've already. Let's continue. Okay. The next procedure we are studying is no PS handover is supported. So, as usual, the first steps are standard, and InnoDB has asked the mobile equipment to measure the cells, but mobile found out that none of the UMTS cells are good, or GPRS cell is not good. Also, mobile has found out that only GSM cell is good right now for himself. So there is good LTE cell available, there is good GSM cell available, there is no UMTS cell available, there is nothing available. So we detected that for doing for this particular mobile user, performing the handover is not possible. PS handover is not possible because he picked up a GSM cell to go to have his CS services. So what do I need to do? I don't need to trigger any handover, nothing towards the MME. Simply, I will follow the instructions sent by the MME and issue a message to the mobile called as a network assisted cell change. I'm only sending you some network cell related information, GSM cell related system information I'm sending you to help you out to complete your synchronization faster with the target GSM cell. Only that I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else. So, is telling the mobile that. So, please release your RRC connection in my LTE cell, and please take these GSM cell details I'm sending you and get out of my LTE network. And I'm not going to have your PS services handed over, because the cell that you are going to is not going to provide you the PS services. And Inodb will report this to MME. Hey, you have asked me to prepare the mobile for CS fallback. When I asked him for the measurements, he told me about his present situation being GSM cell to be good, and I have immediately thrown the mobile out of LTE network. So we don't need to perform any handover, handover, nothing. So simply we can release the UE context. That's what I'm reporting you, UE context release request. So MME will talk to Inodb, release the UE context, and mobile will synchronize with the GSM cell. And first he completes the location area update with MSC. Or it's like a registration with the MSC, reports him that I have arrived here. And it will send a suspend message. The first thing it will do is send a suspend message to RNC. RNC will forward it to SGSN. SGSN will talk to MME about this suspend request and response. And MME will communicate with the S gateway and tell that the PS ongoing bearers for the mobile equipment have been suspended, and we don't need to deal with this user's data right now. Any data that the mobile is receiving, you can throw that into dustbin, and you won't be getting any uplink data from the mobile from any component, neither from Inodb nor from anywhere. Why? Because the kind of radio technology mobile is moving into, in that radio technology, mobile doesn't have a chance to have his PS services continued. That is why the suspension is going on. Services are being suspended here. So once mobile reports this to RNC to SGSN, SGSN to MME reports this to S Gateway. Once the services are successfully suspended, then mobile sends out is actual procedure. CS mobile originated call, it sends that to MSC. CSMO call, and BSS RNC will send it to MSC, and your CS call will get established. The remaining part will continue with that thing. CSMO call will be completed. Otherwise, if it is being rejected for any reason, it can be rejected, but mostly it will be accepted and continued. That step will be continued. Okay. This suspend is not a new thing in LTE. For example, if you are a GPRS user, in GPRS network, either you can have PS or CS. You're watching a YouTube, suddenly you are getting an incoming call in your GPRS network. Your PS data will be suspended. So immediately, and after suspending PS, your CS will be taken up, and your CS call would be established, and you will talk on CS. Once you terminate your CS call, your PS will be resumed back again. So this is a normal practice in the whole network. So because mobile is going into such kind of a cell, so that's happening. So two different mechanisms. PS handover supported mechanism. Target cell is containing the PS related services available. Target node is not containing the PS services available. So in these two cases, what happens we have seen. And then we are going to look into mobile originated call in idle mode. So what is the meaning of mobile originated call in idle mode? Mobile is not in connected state. Is having is registered with LTE network, but is gone into idle mode eventually because there is no traffic going on, active traffic going on. Immediately, what the network does is when the mobile sends this extended service request to MME, MME will ask Inodb to throw the mobile out, and Inodb will tell the mobile that get out. Or mobile himself can simply select a UMTS cell or a GSM cell and start directly communicating with the MSC, because there is a CS call getting established. As anyway you are in idle state, You don't even need to send extended service request to your MME. Instead of that, you can directly go and request um, the services from MSC. But because you are already registered with the MME, they thought that it will be a good idea to report this situation to MME about the mobile. Instead of a mobile himself decided to move into UMTS network, it will be a better idea to report the present situation to MME. They have anyway indeed asked the mobile equipment that hey, whenever you, even though you are in idle state, if you decided to get into the UMTS or GSM cell on your own and wanted to start your services, first better report it to MME, and then the MME will talk to Enode B, and together they will throw you out. So by following the previous procedure that we have studied, so there won't be any difference here. Only the difference is you anyway go into connected state and send this extended service request to MME. MME does the same. MME tells Enode B to prepare the mobile to get out, take him out, and Enode B will throw the mobile out by starting the measurements and telling the mobile to go into either UMTS or a GSM cell. It's going to be that. So there is no difference in the idle mode. But we have to study this mobile terminated call, incoming call, especially when the mobile is in idle mode, not in connected state. So there is a ISUP message called as IAM is arriving at GMSC. It is ISUP message, ISDN user part, S7 protocol message, IAM arrived at GMSC. GMSC questioned HSS, found out by using the subscriber registration information, it found out, and GMSC found out that from HSS mobile is registered with which MSC, and GMSC forwarded the same SS7 message, ISUP message to MSC VLR IAM, which represents that it is an incoming call, and MSC VLR already knew mobile is registered with in which location, but right now because the mobile is a LTE user, MSC recognized that the mobile is available with MME. I don't know exactly under which tracking area mobile is under. Only one thing I know it, mobile is available with MME. I don't need to search for the mobile in any location area or routing area in my UMTS or GSM network. I know that mobile is not listening to UMTS nodes or GSM or GPRS nodes. Mobile is actually listening to LTE radio network. So MSC triggers the paging message to MME on SGS protocol interface. Paging message will be sent. MME sends a paging message, distributes it to the mobile equipment's present tracking area. Mobile detects that, okay, so I'm getting a CS paging, and it sends a message to MME. Actually, here, even though it is written here as a service request, it is going to be an extended service request to ask MME that, hey, I am getting an incoming CS call, and I would like to leave here from LTE network to go into UMTS or GSM network to take my incoming CS call. So it sends that message to MME. MME creates the initial UV context to Enode B, provide all the security parameters, etc. But finally tell the Enode B that you need to create all the necessary things for the mobile and get him into the connected state. But immediately after that, you trigger the handover, either handover or Enode B assisted cell change. One of the two things that we have already studied. One of the two things will be done, like we have discussed in the previous two cases. 80A case is the first one we have studied, and the PS handover mechanism where target network supports the PS handover, or if the target node that the is willing to go, if it doesn't support the PS handover, we will be performing network assisted cell change just by giving the details. Let the mobile equipment leave the LTE network. And if it is 8B, mobile will perform a location area update with MSC reporting that I am arrived after going into the connected state in the traditional CS network with the help of RNC or BSC and their radio components. And after the thing is completed, mobile sends a paging response message, and that paging response goes to MSC VLR, and MSC understands that mobile would like to take this incoming call details, and from here onwards, establishing the CS call will CS connection will continue after this paging response. Why? Um, because in this case, MSC VLR it easily understands because he himself received these incoming call details. So he is sending the paging message to the mobile from LTE network, but receiving the paging response from the mobile in UMTS or GSM network. He is receiving the paging response back. So it is that important thing you have to understand. Paging is going to the mobile in LTE network because LTE network is telling the mobile to get out from their network to take this incoming CS call. Mobile has gotten out of the LTE network, synchronizes with the UMTS or GSM network, and performing this paging response procedure with MSC and letting him know that I want to get out from this network. Sorry, I want to take this incoming call that you have told me about. Of course, you did not tell me directly. You might have told to MME. MME have suggested me, or MME have explained me that I'm getting a CS call. So please tell me those details. MSC says if you want to know the details, as usual, you have to complete authentication, all those procedures. Once everything is done, the call will be established. Or for any reason MSC decided to reject it, it can be rejected by quoting the corresponding reasons. That this dotted line represents optional, typically.
The terminology you are using like a handover and paging, is the same or any difference?
Paging means incoming call details. It is the same paging message that we have studied from MME to eNodeP on S1AP protocol. It is the same, but the only difference is it will contain the domain. In a paging message, you will have a domain. Domain either will be set to CS or domain will be set to PS. In this case, it will be set. Its value would be set to CS. That's the only difference. Other than that, everything else is same.
Sir, in which document we have this MO and MT call flow ideal state?
This call flow details that you are seeing right now is available on 23272. That is our CS fallback document. 23272. All the
Okay.
steps will be explained in that, other than the ones that are already mentioned in 23401. So wherever they mentioned the steps related to 23401, you refer to 23401 document. But remaining steps which are not there in 23401 are directly explained in 23272. Same way of downloading it. Anyway, I'll send it to you. But if you want to download it from internet for time being before I send it, you just to type 23272 in Google. Even you don't need to keep dot also. Simply put it in internet and you first take the first link and download it. Okay. Mobile terminated call in active mode, PS handover is supported. Um, Other than paging, the rest of the things are same as we have studied earlier. So first we will establish the CS call, and here handover is taking place because mobile is having active data here. When the incoming CS call is arriving from the MSC, there is active data for the mobile. So mobile is getting handed over to the old technology network. After sending the paging response message to MSC, you immediately establishing the CS call. After establishing the CS call, you are completing the PS handover procedure. This is as the exactly same as the one that we have studied in our first scenario. The very first scenario that we have studied after the registrations. It is exactly equal to that. Only difference between that one and this one is the previous procedure we have studied directly started with mobile sending a service request to MME. But here one additional step is first mobile is receiving incoming paging message to understand that this is the incoming CS call. Then the service request is starting and rest of the steps are absolutely same as the previous one. There is not even a single line or single word difference between the previous procedure we have studied and this. Okay. And if your data is again active and you are getting an incoming call, but no PS handover is supported, story is the same. You get the incoming call, mobile tells the MME that I want to get out, I wanted to have the extended service. That means I want to get out. MME reports, MME asks Inobi to prepare this, and mobile told that I have only GSM cell which is in a good condition. Then Inobi triggers network assisted cell change. Tell the mobile equipment to get out of LTE network. We release the UE context, and mobile performs a location area update with MSC after going into GSM cell. Suspend the ongoing PS data. After that, you send the paging response message to MSC, and your CS call would be established. Your PS services are going to be continued in suspended state because you are in a cell where your PS services cannot continue. That is how it works out. So again, this is the same thing that we have studied as per our second scenario. Only difference is we are having one extra step here, that is receiving the paging message. Instead of mobile himself originating the call, mobile is getting incoming paging message. Rest of the steps are same. And the last procedure related to SMS. SMS is one special mechanism um, in CS fallback scenario. They decided that, hey, if you wanted to send a SMS message from the mobile to MSC, or mobile wanted to send a SMS message to the mobile, MSC want to send a SMS message to the mobile, there is no need for the mobile equipment to get into UMTS network to create the required circuits because SMS data can be packed into even a IP packet also. There is no big deal in that because it is a small amount of data. It is not a continuous data like a voice call to create a circuit and all that within the radio network. All that is not needed. So if it is simply SMS, we can keep the mobile equipment in LTE network itself and can send the SMS message to the mobile or receive the SMS message from the mobile. So what will happen? First, mobile must be completing a CS fallback attach. He registers himself with MSCBLR for this purpose. And mobile triggered a service request with MME, and the MME has accepted and everything. And in this service request, mobile will explain to MME that, hey, the kind of service that I am initiating is not PS service. It is a CS service. That too, it is a SMS service that I am initiating. So is it okay for you? MME says it's okay for me, man, and MME creates the we accepts it and everything. And after that is completed, what does your mobile station do? Pack the SMS message in a NAS message itself and sends it to MME. By being in LTE network itself, you are not moving yourself into the old traditional network. You are by being in LTE network, you are sending the SMS message by packing it into NAS. NAS will be packed into RRC. It will arrive at Inode. Inode extracts that NAS message out of it, packs it into S1AP protocol, and forwards it to MME. Once MME receives the NAS message, MME extracts that NAS message and recognizes that it is a SMS message, and he will start forwarding that SMS message on SGS interface to MSCVLR on SGS. Set that uplink unit data. It sends it to MSCVLR. MSCVLR gets it and says, okay, that's great. I have received some SMS. I will forward it to SMS center. It forwards that short message to SMS center. This procedure is same as the one that we have studied in our GSM classes. So then SMS center will forward it. Um, it may go to interworking MSC first, and after that it may be getting forwarded to the other other side. So it will be forwarded to the other side. A message transfer will take place to signaling components. And then once the message is delivered successfully, you will get the delivery report, and the delivery report comes to MSC. MSC sends that to MME in the form of downlink unit data, and MME packs it into a NAS message and send it to the mobile that your SMS is delivered. So that information comes back again in the form of NAS. So they are sending SMS messages in the form of NAS, and mobile is not needed. If mobile is using only a purely SMS service, mobile need not to move to UMTS or GSM network. Only in case when the mobile is making a CS call is supposed to move into UMTS or GSM or GPRS network. If the mobile is just sending a SMS or receiving a SMS, this path can be followed. So for example, even if it is an incoming SMS message, it will come from the SMS center, it will come to MSCVLR. MSCVLR sends it to MME, tell the MME that it is a NAS message, it is a SMS message. MME will first, if the mobile is in idle state, it sends a paging message to the mobile. Once the mobile connects to the and gets into connected state, MME will pack it into a NAS message and send it to the mobile. Otherwise, if the mobile is already in connected state, MME will simply pack that NAS message and send to the mobile by forwarding it to eNode B. eNode B packs it into RRC and send to the mobile. Mobile receives the NAS, but when you open it up, it will understand that it is a SMS message and show that SMS message onto the screen. That is how this works out. Mobile originated or mobile terminated, the concept is similar, but um, that's how this is going to happen.
Sir, assistant for service center.
No, it is actually represents something called as a signal. We have signaling components in SS7, so it could be one of the signaling component. Like we forward it to the other service. For example, it could be mobile switching center, right? It could be switching center. It may be referring to that, like depending on where the mobile equipment is there. So instead of simply mentioning that as MSC, they simply quote it as SC, as a SS7 entity. That's it. It's not like um, it's not like any technical thing over there. It is as simple as that. Okay, but those are internal details of SS7. We don't need to bother. So simply the message goes to MSC, and from there it will be sent to the SMS center. From there it will be forwarded further to the other towards the other MSC or other switching center with which mobile is registered. The other mobile is registered. Once you get the delivery report, you send it back to the mobile user. It could be reverse also. What do you mean by it could be reverse? Um, Let us suppose mobile is getting an incoming SMS. It'll come from somewhere to your SMS center, send it to MSC because it detected that the mobile is available with MSC. MSC sends it to MME. MME makes the mobile equipment come into connected state and delivers it to the mobile successfully. Once mobile receives it, mobile will pack an delivery report, send it to MME, tell him that this is a SMS message, and MME sends that information to MSC, and MSC forwards the delivery report further and it reaches the other side. So either in case of uplink or in case of downlink, in case if you are sending a uplink SMS, you will be receiving a delivery report in the form of an SMS in the downlink direction. If you are receiving a downlink SMS message, you have to send the delivery report, the successful delivery report to the other side. So it'll always be bidirectional. But anyhow, mobile doesn't need to leave LTE network. SMS mechanism works out by keeping the mobile in LTE network itself. But only one additional condition is this MME to MSC interface is a must for this SMS exchanging, because SMSs will always must happen through the CS network, MSC itself. Um, there is no other way possible, so that's mandatory.
Sir, what is the use of HLR and HSS in this case? Is it is used or not?
It is, and even though it is not mentioned, it is used. MSC will ask yes HLR where the other guy is. Uh, or simply, sorry, not MSC. MSC will simply forward it to your SMS center. After forwarding it to SMS center will ask your HLR or HSS. If it is in this case HLR, ask the HLR mobile is registered with which MSC. Based on that only the message will be transferred to the other switching center. It will be forwarded towards the other MSC. Okay, so by finding those details from HLR, because the HLR only knows. Otherwise, you may have to ask somebody else. If the user is present in a different network, you need to forward it to the um, uh, for transfer components, and it will go to the other GMSC. From there, it will be requesting HLR of that particular network. From there, you will be forwarding the message to that end user. So for that reason, so simply they will mention it. Most of the things they won't exclusively specify, but you have to imagine by simply considering it and mapping it with the traditional SMS procedures. The SMS procedure remains same, the one that we have studied in your GSM. That remains same. That doesn't change. That will be there as it is. That SMS procedure. Only difference here is you will be uh, you will not be able to see that functionality, like how exactly it is involved. You will not be able to see it, but in the background it is definitely happening in the background. So the actual procedure that happens here is this, the SMS flow. So MSC will submit it to SMSC. It will get a report. SMSC, your short message service center, will ask HLR mobile is available with which MSC. The details are provided, and the SMSC will send this SMS delivered to that MSC where the mobile is under right now. That guy delivers the SMS to the mobile. Then he will send the delivery report, and the delivery report will go to MSC. This was the actual SMS procedure. Now you can see what is the involvement of HLR here. The same involvement will be there, but only the thing is they did not mention it because that is obvious. From that is obvious, and you have to take it from the GSM and SS7 specifications, those steps, but they won't mention all those steps. That's why we did not see, but the involvement is there. And this is the 23.272 document, which you are supposed to download and read. And again, for the people who are asking for the PPTs, there is nothing great in the PPT. It is a copy paste of this only. I am not inventing it. I'm just copy pasting this and explaining it. At least document will contain additional information. They will explain the steps, okay, which I have told you orally. You have to read it here. Okay, so everything is there in the document. So what call flows we have studied from 23472. Mobile originated call, PS handover supported, no PS handover supported. Mobile terminated call, PS handover supported, no PS handover supported. And we have studied one additional call with Win idle mode. in both scenarios, idle mode and idle mode. We have studied that. And then the final thing that we have studied is this SMS, short message service. We have studied. And here there are like various explanations. When you get a SMS in idle mode, SMS in active mode, mobile terminating, incoming SMS in idle mode, and incoming SMS in active mode. So in all cases, how it will happen. And in all the cases, the communication is almost similar. That is why I did not copy paste it. It is almost similar. So these are the things that are explained in this 23272 document. Either you can download it on your own or you have to wait till I send it. If you want, you can just put the number in internet.